Welcome on back, everybody, to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals here on the Fly. It's going to be a good one tonight as we have no lights, but we do have quite a bit of action tonight as we got ourselves Game 7 between the Edmonton Oilers and the Florida Panthers. Welcome on in, everybody, and welcome to... Does this work? I don't know what that says. But Charles, good to see you back, my friend. Everyone, and welcome on in as we have ourselves Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals. You know, we think back to the start of this series and a big 3-0 lead by the Florida Panthers going in to... Girl, play the game. Can't. Copyright. But you can listen to me commentate and you can watch along with us here and on the Fly. With that being said, you know, this has been a series where it's gone back and forth this entire time, and it's just a matter of time before we have ourselves a winner here tonight. Be sure to drop your predictions down in the chat and say hi if you have not already, as we did have a massive trade from earlier today with the Boston Bruins shipping out goaltender Linus Ullmark to the Ottawa Senators. And that is part of the reason why these technical difficulties occurred. We were supposed to be having our co-host, Sam Smith joining us tonight, but he is over working on the B&G Productions team, taking care of business over there. He'll be joining us shortly. Hopefully, time will tell on that one. But welcome on in, everybody, to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals. You know, if we're going to pick our players tonight, I think none other than your best have to be your best. I'm taking Alexander Barkov for the Florida Panthers, and you guessed it, Connor McDavid for your Edmonton Oilers. We got ourselves a game tonight, everybody. And, I mean, when you look at it, right, this is going to be coming down to the wire, Game 7. Look for the first team to score to really take this one, set the tone early. And I think it really is going to come down to the very final puck drop here in Sunrise, Florida. In terms of my prediction, I think if we're putting down our bets, I'm going to take the Florida Panthers. Whoa. Don't kill me yet. I'm taking the Florida Panthers in this one. You know, I think that they're gonna control the pace of play. I think they're gonna, especially early here, come out and really look like a different team than what we've seen. But if you disagree with me, be sure to let me know, because obviously I've been wrong in the past. So I think there is definitely a world where the big bad Florida Panthers can find their way. I think there's definitely a world where the Oilers can take it tonight. But time will tell here tonight as we head to a Game 7 in the Stanley Cup Finals. It's going to be good. Stay tuned. Lots of hockey still to be played. And also, as always, be sure to vote in the poll. Right now, we're 50% to 50%. So be curious to see how that changes throughout the course of tonight. Game 7. I don't think anyone saw this coming. I know I certainly didn't. But nonetheless, here we are. Streaming live, Game 7, 2024 Stanley Cup Finals. It's going to be a good night. It's going to be full of entertainment, lots of action. Really can't ask for much more than that one. As we do move it along here, as the Florida Panthers will take the ice on home ice for Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals here tonight. Be sure to drop your predictions down in the chat. You know, if you get it right, I might even just shout you out. So be sure to put your opening goal scorers for me. I think it's going to be, let's go with Vladimir Tarasenko for the Florida Panthers. I think he's the guy to look for. We'll talk about the trade for the Boston Bruins coming up at your first intermission report. But until then, you know, it's been one heck of a night. Lots of moves going on, and I think, you know, if you're the Bruins trying to flush an Ullmark trade right at the wire is exactly how you kick off a good old-fashioned Game 7. But yeah, you know, lots of excellent hockey to be played. As both teams have now taken the ice here in Sunrise, we'll see if we are going to be treated some excellent hockey or if it's going to be a blowout. It would not surprise me. I don't think I actually gave my score. I think I just said I'm going to take Florida. But I'm going to take Florida by a score of 3-1 in this one. It's going to be 2-1 with the empty netter. That's my prediction. You know, we held back the prediction in our recap video, but tonight it's going to come unveiled real quick to see if, you know, the Florida Panthers can find their way. I'm going to take Tarasenko as the first goal scorer, and 3-1 is going to be your final in this one. So stay tuned to see if I'm crazy once again. I know I'm not normally all that right, but hey, maybe tonight's my night. Maybe tonight's the night I finally get one right. I really hope not. I mean, I think we're all kind of cheering for Edmonton here. But time will tell. Panthers blew a 3-1 lead as they didn't capitalize the letter D. Come on, guys. You're not showing off at Edmonton all that well. But tonight is going to be the night we crown ourselves the 2024 Stanley Cup champions. It's going to be a good night. It's going to be filled with lots of entertainment as always. So definitely stay tuned as Edmonton fans have swarmed Sunrise tonight. See if there's any kind of pregame festivities. I don't know if there will be, to be honest with you. I'm not sure. I think we're just going to get our good old-fashioned little bit of anthems, and then we'll be on our way. Oh, wow. Look at that. That's how you fire up a crowd right there. Bring out the old veterans. But tonight is the night. We'll see if the Florida Panthers can close it out. You know, stop the momentum that is the Edmonton Oilers, or if the Oilers will keep on their pressure and find their way. And the one thing I will say is they do have a Canadian singing the national anthem tonight. So, Oilers, baby, how's it going, Kieran? Good to see you, buddy. As we have a Canadian singing the national anthem here tonight. We'll see if that's any indication of how tonight's going to go with Canadians dominating play. Is she going to give it to the crowd? Is she going to give it to the crowd? I wonder. You can hear the crowd. Uh-oh. Edmonton is in the house. They travel well, I tell you. They travel well. Strong and free. From coast to coast, we got ourselves a nation's team once again. Stand on guard for thee. The crowd is overpowering her. That's what we like to see. Edmonton travels well. They're rushing her. Now let's see if the Americans can live up to the task. See if the Florida natives can sing their anthem louder than the Canadians in their own building. I don't personally think they're gonna, but you know, there's always a world. And I never know whether to talk through this, so don't worry. There'll be plenty of stuff coming here. They're chanting USA because they're trying to beat them. See, the one thing you'll learn is crowds can never keep up. The crowd's out doing her again. We got ourselves a battle of the nations tonight. Canada versus the big bad USA. We'll see who comes away with it tonight. She's got to sing a little closer to the mic, I think. we go. CBC, cut back to Canada. Here we go. Anthems are completed. All that's left is puck drop here in Sunrise. We got ourselves a game, folks. Stay tuned for this one as we go towards Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals. As who's on the drum tonight? That's dueling Canada versus USA. I'm not sure what they're chanting. I'm not going to lie to you. Oh, they got Bobby Lou. Yeah, he doesn't have the timing right. But that's okay. He's going to put a hole in that drum. Here we go. Both Canadians, as they decide that tonight's the night they bring out all the Canadian power. We'll see tonight whether or not the Canadians can find their way back to the promised land, taking their first Stanley Cup since 1993, or if the Florida Panthers can bring it home for one more year. Tonight is going to be the night we crown ourselves the 2024 Stanley Cup champions, as the puck has been dropped here in Sunrise and we are underway. This puck gets rimmed around the boards here as Edmonton will pick up the puck out in front. Ooh, just wide. Can't quite find the back. Shot on net, saved by Skinner. Skinner's, of course, has to be electric tonight if the Oilers want any shot at taking this one. Hyman will flip it up to center here. Here comes Nugent Hopkins, dumps it in deep. Nugent Hopkins will chase. Bobrovsky plays the puck over to Mikkola now. Mikkola passes the puck down to Rodriguez. Rodriguez up to Montour, but cannot reach Skinner now. Moves it over down to Broberg. Broberg moves it up down the line, cleared out and recovered by big hit by Tkachuk in the corner. Hyman brings it out to center. Here's Darnell Nurse will chip it in. Go get his own puck, but Ekblad takes the puck and moves it along to Verhaeghe. Verhaeghe across ice to Reinhart, just off the end of his stick. Reinhart now dumps the puck in deep, can't keep it on his stick. Fogle will recover for the Oilers, collecting it behind his own net as we refer through the first minute of play here in the Stanley Cup Final Game 7. Winner take all tonight. Would it not be a treat to see a little bit of overtime? Ekman Larsson with the stretch pass to Okposo, but will not no icing though. It's kept in now by the Panthers. Okposo can't quite get the puck. Skinner now moves the puck over the defenseman. Here comes Fogle. Fogle now. Fogle shot on net, blocked as a cross check. Oh, and an ugly play. Cross checking is here's the penalty. Can't be doing that. You got to make sure you remain disciplined. Can't let that Florida power play get moving. You know, it's only a matter of time. If you tinker with it, they're gonna get you. So it can be a 2-minute power play. 2-minute for cross-checking to the face of Brandon Montour for Fogle. You got to be real careful with that kind of stuff. Can't let that Florida power play get going. It's all, that's how you start losing hockey games. Fogo will be sent to the box. For Florida will head to their first power play of the game. Remember, only one power play goal to account for the Florida Panthers in this series. But boy, have they ever had their looks. We'll see if they can find their way in this one tonight. Our poll says 67% for the Florida Panthers, 33% for the Edmonton Oilers. If you are new, be sure to hit the poll. Let me know who you guys think is going to win. As last couple nights, whoever won the poll seemed to win the game. So if you're cheering for a specific team, you might want to put that in there too. As Ekholm will rim it around the boards here, but collected on the boards by Ekman-Larsson. Ekman-Larsson shot by Reinhart, saved by Skinner. As the Skinner chants are in the building. You got to remember that Edmonton travels well, especially with all the little bit of snowbirds down in Florida. It's not quite cold down there right now, but or up here, I guess, that they need to head down south. But you always got your friends from down south, so we'll see if they can find it tonight. Nugent Hopkins now with the break. Nugent Hopkins knocked down and taken off the puck. Tarasenko skates it up now to Reinhart. Reinhart picks up the puck, moves it down to Tkachuk. Over to Ekholm. Ceci passes the puck up. Nugent Hopkins. And Nugent Hopkins will dump the puck out as Edmonton cleans off the first 30 seconds of this power play. It's looked like a pretty good stretch of time here for Edmonton. Good foundational hockey, exactly like they need to be playing here. Can't ask for much more than that. As Tkachuk centers it out front. Ekman-Larsson down to Tarasenko. Over to Barkov. Ekman-Larsson back to Barkov. Barkov shot on net. It's just wide. Looking for a tip in front. Can't find it. As Connor Brown will chip it out. Janmark alone. Can't quite get to the puck as Janmark gets his helmet knocked off of him. Big hit from the Florida defender there. As Tkachuk moves up the way. Poke checked. And here comes Ryan. Ryan alone. Shot. Blocked by Montour. There's 30 seconds to go left in the Florida power play. Puck gets cleared around the boards now and sent down deep. 15 seconds to go left on the Florida power play. Here comes Bennett. Bennett up to Verhaeghe. Verhaeghe wheels. Tries the backwards pass, but Bouchard's there to block. As McLeod can't clear it out. Florida keeps the puck in. Verhaeghe now. Waits. Goes behind the net now. Rodriguez out to the corner. Shot on net. Rodriguez tip. Scores! Carter Verhaeghe with the first goal of the game. I don't know if that was on the power play, but Florida will lead this one 1-0 as the home crowd is ignited here in Sunrise. We have got ourselves a game. That's a tough one to let up. Shot from the corner, tip. It's a rough penalty to take on that one. Good play though. Rodriguez from the corner, shot out in front. Verhaeghe with the tip through the 5-hole of Stuart Skinner as the Florida Panthers will lead early here in this one. And we'll see if this is the dagger that sets them apart. The poll now says 50-50. We'll see if that changes with the most recent goal for Carter Verhaeghe, putting Florida up 1 here in the Stanley Cup Final, Game 7. As Florida will win the draw now. Dump it down deep. Here's Skinner. Rodriguez shoots the puck around Hyman. Over to Draisaitl. Draisaitl wheels it up now with McDavid. McDavid to Draisaitl. Couldn't get it through, but McDavid will take down Ekblad, but no call coming. Forsling up to Barkov. Barkov will tip it in deep. Ekholm now. Ekholm dumps it around. Gets hit by Luostarinen. As Hyman now will bring the puck up. Here come the Oilers. McDavid shot blocked by Montour. Puck gets cleared out to center. And Nurse will come back into his own end to collect it. Broberg now picks the puck up, shoots it off the boards. Picked off at center by Stenlund. Stenlund will dump it back down into the Edmonton zone. as Broberg re-picks up the puck and looks to move it up. Ryan now. Over to Perry. Blocked off. Taken away. Here comes Montour. Montour poke checked off him. There's Ryan now. Ryan will shoot the puck back around. Rough start to this one if you're the Edmonton Oilers. You got to find your game early if you want any shot in this one. It's Ryan now. Dumps the puck, but can't get it through. Florida has looked good so far. Passes it around. Henry chases. Can't quite get to him, though. As the big hit by Tkachuk. Big hit by Tkachuk. Forsling recovers. Now Forsling will shoot the puck in deep. Just gets the line. Tarasenko now cycles it around. Ceci picks it up. As the Oilers will move it up. Stretch pass to Henrique. Janmark scores! Matthias Janmark puts this game tied. 1-1 hockey game. As the Oilers can't count them out. Stretch pass. Beautiful. Onto the tape of Janmark. Moves in. Roofs it. We have ourselves a 1-1 hockey game. Let's go! That's what we like to see. Beautiful pass. Gets behind Ekblad, the defender, and tucks it on home. 1-1 hockey game here in Sunrise for Game 7. What a goal. And here comes Florida. We'll see how they respond now. McDavid moves it up to Hyman now. Hyman loses the puck. And here comes Florida the other way. Barkov, shot. Backhand save by Skinner. Barkov comes around the end boards. Barkov out to Forsling. Forsling shot on net. Tipped. Missed wide the net. Looked like it went in. McDavid loses the puck in his own end. Over to Reinhart now. Reinhart picks up the puck. Cycles it around. To Forsling. Doesn't break his stick, but shot on net. Is blocked out in front as Bouchard will recover for Edmonton. As Florida once again recovers the puck, putting on pressure on the Edmonton net. Ekholm moves it around to Bouchard. Bouchard cycles it up now to Hyman. Gets tipped, no icing. Draisaitl will crash down the end wall, but will not get the puck as Florida will move it up to center and dump it down deep. Skinner misses the puck. Giveaway and Lewis to Ryan. Shot. Saved by Skinner. Darnell Nurse now will ice the puck down the length of the ice. What a start to this game so far. 1-1, 8 minutes in, and we got ourselves a game here. Beautiful goal by Janmark. Forehand, backhand, forehand, roof set. That's what you got to do. High blocker side. We've seen it work so far in this series. We'll see if they keep it going here. Tkachuk to Rodriguez, block shot. Mikkola from the point, tipped, saved by Skinner. He's looked real good early. Holloway now will dump it in deep. Picked up by Fogle. Rooms it around over to Draisaitl. Draisaitl loses the puck. Tkachuk will bring it out. Over to Bennett now. Bennett dumps the puck in deep. Ceci and Tkachuk into the boards. Ceci cycles around the boards, but the puck will remain out. Holloway gets crunched along the boards and will ice it down. 11:20 to go. Left in the first period. This game has gone pretty much according to plan. You know, for the Edmonton Oilers, sure, you didn't want to give up the first one, but you're right there in it. You took the crowd out of it, and you did exactly what you needed to do. We'll see if Florida can really find their groove here. Of course, if you're the Florida Panthers, you want to throw everything you got in this one. As who do you think will win? Our current poll says 53% to 47%, so be sure to vote in the poll. As I am curious to know who you guys think are going to win this one. Lomberg dumps it in deep now. Okposo puts pressure on Kulak. Kulak can't quite get to the puck as he's tied up in the corner. Stenlund now gives the puck down to Okposo behind the goal line. Stenlund goes back in and collects. Stenlund now cycles the puck over to Okposo. Moves it up to Lomberg. Ekman-Larsson cycles on the boards. Waits, shoots wide. Skinner did not see that one. Screens in front. Gotta make sure you're clearing those if you're Edmonton. As Ceci now flips the puck but cannot get it out. Edmonton hemmed in their own end here. As Ceci collects behind his own net. Over to Kulak. Back down to Ceci, who will recover behind his own net. As we have got ourselves a 1-1 hockey game with just over 10 minutes to play here in the first period. Here comes Florida again. Reinhart over to Verhaeghe. Verhaeghe cycles in front, tries to jam shot it, can't get it through. As Ekholm now recovers behind his own net, dumps it down for a little bit of a stretch pass. Here comes Hyman now. Hyman picks it up. Finds it. Hyman cycles around the net. Cycles again. Up to the point. Ekholm shot. Saved by Bobrovsky. The puck gets rimmed around but hits off the stanchion. Oh. Henrique down to Bouchard. Bouchard shot. Saved. Now back to Henrique. Shot by Ekholm. Saved by Bobrovsky. Henrique again dumps it in deep. Here's Connor Brown. Brown. Back up to Bouchard. Bouchard cycles across to Ekholm. Ekholm. Down to Janmark. Janmark. Screens in front. Wheels. Out front. Can't find the player in front as Edmonton hemming them in now. Bouchard shot from the point. Saved and held by Sergei Bobrovsky. Oh, Oilers 5-2. I'm calling it. I like your prediction. I hope that comes true tonight. I put 3-1, so for Florida, but I really do hope you are right with 5-2. That would be a nice little cushion too. As we do head to the first intermission break here tonight. And it's been a good start to this game. And, you can see the score. We're just under 10 minutes to play here. And 1-1 hockey game. Can you really ask for much more than that? It's a tight checking game. Exactly as you'd expect out of a Game 7 between these two teams. We've seen the physicality all series. But now we can really see it start to pick up. And Catherine Dumas, I'm going to go with that. Thanks for subscribing. Appreciate it. Calling it bet. I know, right? Yeah, I would love for that to be the case. That would be an absolutely amazing thing for the city of Canada, or the country of Canada, to finally get themselves a good old-fashioned Stanley Cup. We are the hockey country. To all my American friends, yes. You guys probably aren't going to like me for that one, but hey, I'm the biased Canadian fan. You can see the jerseys in the back. I'm not going to pretend I'm not cheering for Edmonton tonight, because the truth is I would love to see them knock off the Florida Panthers. After all, they did knock out my Boston Bruins, but I wouldn't mind seeing them just, win for the Canadians' sake. I know I got a couple good old-fashioned Oilers fans here too. I'm on my mom's phone, sorry. It's all good. But still, it's a good it's a good start to this one if you're an Oilers fan. They've had their looks, back and forth hockey game, just a good game if you're a good old-fashioned hockey fan, and it's exactly what we've had thus far. So we'll see if their success will continue here, as we have 9 minutes and 9 seconds left in the first period. 1-1 hockey game. Shots are 6-4 for the Florida Panthers, as we'll see tonight if which team is going to break their curse. Broberg over to McLeod. She tries to hit Ryan, moving as a body, can't hit him. As Okposo moves it up to Lomberg now, who'll cycle it in deep. Broberg picks up the puck, but hits off a skate. Stenlund shot on net. Tipped out in front, but saved by Skinner. He's been clutch early. We'll see if he can continue that. As shot from behind the net hits off of Skinner's blocker, clears into the corner. Darnell Nurse now passes the puck around. Corey Perry jams it in deep in the Edmonton end. McLeod Collect it behind his own net. As we are 50-50 in our poll, we'll see who tonight is going to be the winner. 18 votes. Let's see if we can jack that up. Be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, say hi in the chat and all that. As, Warren Foegele with the move, but Draisaitl just a couple steps offside. Tough one there. But, this has been a good game. And so far, we'll see if it continues here. 8:11 to go. We're 12 minutes in. And I wouldn't say either team is looking like they're going to win this one. I think it's going to come down once again to one lucky bounce. We'll see who gets it. I predicted 3-1 Florida. I think this game might be a little bit more high scoring just with the two teams trading chance for chance. But, of course, time will tell as we do approach the 8-minute mark now in the first period. 1-1 hockey game. Here comes Draisaitl now. Draisaitl up the wing. Draisaitl passes it out to Ceci now. Would dump it in deep. As tries to jam Foegele but cannot find the back of the net. Sticked out in front. Ceci now rims the puck around the boards over to Foegele. Foegele can't recover. Tkachuk will collect in his own end and bring it up slowly as he looks to try and change here. Mikkola collects behind his own net. Over to Holloway. Mikkola shoots it down deep, tips off of a stick, and Barkov will chase now. Bouchard collapsed in his own end. Nugent Hopkins tries to get to the puck, but Florida will recover in the offensive end down deep. And the Oilers chip the puck out and move it up here. 3-on-2. McDavid throws on the brakes, wheels it around. Over to Ekholm, down to Bouchard. Bouchard from the point, shot! Hits off the post, just wide. Hyman now passes over to McDavid. McDavid up to Bouchard. Bouchard back down to McDavid. McDavid cycles, shoots. Tipped, can't get it through. As Reinhart now with the tired Bouchard. Bouchard picks the puck up, gets glided into the boards. As Nugent Hopkins is doing something weird. Oh, he's tied up for Hagee behind the net. Passes the puck down. Moves it over to Lindell. Passes the puck around. Tarasenko moves it down over to Ekman-Larsson now. Ekman-Larsson cycles it back behind their own net. Down to Ekholm now, who'll clear for the Oilers. Tipped out as McDavid moves it up to center. Down to Nugent Hopkins, who will dump the puck in. As that will be, I believe, tipped. I don't think. But Bouchard with the slapper just hits off the outside of the post. Oh, so close for the Edmonton Oilers as they look to finish it off on the road. We think about it, the reverse sweep, the big bad reverse sweep, always a interesting one to watch, see if they can do it this year. And they were down 3-0, and I think a lot of people, yes, me included, counted them out. I didn't think they had any shot on this one, but sure enough, they found their way through, made their way, and they did exactly what they needed to do to win, and they've got to this point. Now we'll just see tonight if they can close it off. At the end of the day, winning 3 games means nothing if you don't win it all. So for the Oilers, we'll see you tonight if they're able to finally make that last push and really, make it the length of the way in this one. Should be interesting to see. As we do have an update on our poll, 20 votes so far, 55% for the Edmonton Oilers, 45% for the Florida Panthers. If you are new here, be sure to hit the poll. Let me know who you think is going to win this one, as we are a 1-1 hockey game. It really is anyone's game. And also, please stay tuned for the first intermission report, where we talk about a trade that happened today. In fact, 5 minutes before the stream went up, which is part of the reason why there was a little bit of technical difficulties to start this stream, because there was a trade between the Boston Bruins and the Ottawa Senators. We'll talk about that coming up at the intermission, so stay tuned. Lots to talk about. If you have not already, please do hit the like button, as it helps a ton. So be sure to do that, and let me know who you think is going to win in the poll. But we will see. Tonight is going to be a night that I think is going to live in NHL history. We have either a Canadian team winning it or the Florida Panthers, the first time in franchise history. Should be interesting to take note of here, as Florida will win the draw here. Dumps it in deep to Ryan. Tarasenko now will chase. Broberg picks the puck up, cycles it around the boards, and chipped out to center. Connor Brown chases, can't quite get there as Lindell will pick the puck up, moves to Ryan with the suicide play, can't find it. Connor Brown now throws the brakes on, enters the zone, dumps the puck down to Henrique. Henrique shot on net, saved by Bobrovsky with a huge rebound out in front. Nurse now, down to Broberg. Connor Brown with the, looks like knee-on-knee collision. Draisaitl down to Ceci now. Ceci dumps it in deep. Draisaitl out front, saved by Bobrovsky and covered. Good stretch of play there from the Edmonton Oilers as they look to put themselves up 2-1 heading into the intermission here. They're right there every step of the way. We'll see whether or not they're able to find the back of the net. I think it's going to be an interesting one here to see if they can find their groove and really make it all the way here. I think they have the shot. They've had looks early. They've looked good. They haven't looked like they're trailing like they, as much as Florida does get better throughout this game, I think that's one thing to keep note of. How well is Edmonton going to play? Florida has looked really good to start this game. We'll see if that continues here tonight. As Draisaitl lines up for the face-off here against Bennett. Draisaitl will be kicked off as Holloway enters here. We'll see whether or not Holloway is going to be able to win the draw. Please win. Face-off. Win for the Oilers. Headed back to Ceci. Ceci now from the point, shot wide. Dumps it over down to the corner. Draisaitl picks up the puck. Cycles it back to the D to Ceci. Ceci shot on net wide. Rebound. Can't find it. Mikkola dumps the puck down deep as it hits off of Kulak's skates. Tire blown. Shot by Montour. Can't find the net. Looked good. Beat Skinner. Just couldn't find the back of the net. That's Tkachuk now. Passes the puck. Over to Bennett. Bennett. Shot way high. Rodriguez. Tripped up behind the net. Hand pass will be called. I don't believe there's a penalty on that. Nope. As I do believe we'll be heading to yet another commercial break here. Last one of the period. And it's going to be interesting tonight to see who's going to be lifting Lord Stanley. And better yet, who is going to be our Conn Smythe winners. We do have the mini Stanley Cup on site tonight for the dramatic effect. Let's see who's going to be lifting it, so stay tuned for that one. It's going to be quite the ordeal. As we look back down to our poll, who now says 59% for the Edmonton Oilers, 41% for the Florida Panthers. We'll see how much that changes throughout the course of tonight. But we're now watching pizza ads, which is starting to make me a little bit hungry, I'll be honest with you. It's always fun to watch the ads. 61% now for the Edmonton Oilers. We're getting fancy with it. Where are all our Florida fans at? Normally they're over here by now looking for, trying to pick a fight with us. With all our biased Canadian fans. But nonetheless here, we got ourselves a game. Can't ask for much more than a good old-fashioned close Game 7 winner-take-all game here in the Stanley Cup Finals, you know? As much as I'd love to see my Bruins here, I can settle for our Canadian nation team. 62%. Wow, we're really getting fancy with it now. Edmonton. What are we showing now? Oh, we're showing all the short-handed breakaway goals here. Still a wild set of sequences to get to this point in the series. And we'll see tonight, you know, what's the deal. As Mikkola now will dump the puck in deep. Skinner collects, waits for a long time, will shoot it around Mike Smith style. As Pav just missed, but Broberg will pick up the puck and clear it out down the ice. Stenlund now knocked off the puck by Ryan. Ryan picks up the puck, can't find it though. As the puck will head all the way down for icing. 3:48 to go, left in the first period. As we move ever closer to a potential lifting of the Stanley Cup tonight. And I will also say I was back down in Toronto right by the Hockey Hall of Fame, and I have never seen so many Oilers jerseys in one spot. It was crazy. Ekholm moves it over to Bouchard now. Bouchard down to McDavid. Lomberg picks the puck up, skates it in. Lomberg shot, saved by Skinner. Lomberg again from the point-blank range. Can't find it. Reinhart passes up to Forsling. Forsling shot on net, blocked, saved by Skinner. Skinner's had to have been good so far, and he has been lived up to the task. Barkov dumps it in deep. Good hit from Nugent Hopkins. Forsling will rim it around the boards here. Ekblad recovers, dumps it in deep for Hagee. Can't quite pick it up though. Bouchard with a beautiful stick check. Takes the puck off. Hyman, Forsling pinches down, keeps the puck in for Florida. McDavid now will wind it up behind his own net. Finds Hyman on the wing. Here comes Hyman. Hyman dumps it in deep, will go chased. Hyman's stick gets lifted as Barkov will recover. Verhaeghe dumps it in deep. 2:40 to go left in the first period here. As we do have a 60-40 pool now. As Florida fans are coming back in and really representing. So we'll see if they can get that poll right back up. So be sure to share with all your friends to let them know that poll matters tonight. Game 7, winner go home. Shot from Kulikov just misses wide. Just out the outstretched reach of Skinner. Ekman Larson now picks the puck up. Dipsy doodles in the offensive end. Henrique picks it up, but for Hagee. Luosterainen can't get the puck. As Ceci will move it up to center and dump the puck all the way in. Florida will recover in their own end. Kulikov moves it over. Over to Ekman Larson now. Ekman Larson. Down to Bennett, just out the outstretched reach. Broberg now, no icing on the play. Draisaitl picks the puck up. Moves it down. Rodriguez with the beautiful move to keep the puck on his stick. Dumps it in deep. Back. Oh, and misplay. Here comes Florida. Shot. Kachuk skies it just over the net. Beautiful play by the Florida Panthers there to keep the puck in and keep it on net. Absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful start to this one. It's exactly what you want to see from the Florida Panthers. Exactly what you want to see from the Edmonton Oilers. Both teams playing their game, especially early here. We'll see whether or not they will continue their success. But, of course, time will tell. And, of course, we will be talking about Linus Ullmark on his way to Ottawa at the intermission. So stay tuned for that. Shot on net, tipped. Saved by Skinner, rebound. Barkov collects, down to Reinhart now. Reinhart shot on net, blocked by Bouchard. Barkov moves it around the net now. And will head it towards the corner. Nugent Hopkins. Verhaeghe picks the puck up behind the net. Verhaeghe out in front, blocked. Shot saved by Skinner, kept out. Ekblad dumps it in deep. Beautiful cross check from Ekholm. That one will not be called. Verhaeghe with the wraparound, saved by Skinner. Hyman now dumps it in deep. Here comes Hyman. Can't quite get there. But Nugent Hopkins will dump the puck in deep. As Forsling recovers. 30 seconds to go left in the first period. 20 seconds to go. Ceci over to Bouchard. Mikkola keeps the puck, and Mikkola shot on net, tipped wide. 10 seconds to go now. Mikkola shot, saved by Skinner. 5 seconds. 4 seconds. Luostarinen behind the net. Lundell, last seconds. Buzzer goes. Luostarinen with the beautiful chance that will not get finished as time expires. We have ourselves a 1-0 game through the first period of play in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final here on The Fly. Be sure to stay tuned. We're going to talk about all things hockey as we discuss, of course, the big news from today with Linus Ullmark heading to the Ottawa Senators in exchange for, I'm not even going to lie to you guys, I didn't actually get a chance to look at the return before this. So you're going to actually get my live reaction to this trade. I saw a little bit of what it was. I know there was a first round. I know they got the first round. I don't know what else was in there, though. Because quite literally we went live, or we were about to go live, and then we had a whole bunch of technical difficulties. So the trade is, what is the trade? Let us see what our trade was tonight. Let's see if we can find it first. Okay, the trade. Jonas Korpisalo, Mark Kostelik, and a 2024 first-round pick, which is the 25th overall pick, I believe, in the 2024 draft, in exchange for Linus Ullmark, the last year's Vezina winner. And, you know, I think a lot of Bruins fans, including myself, hey, Charles, how you doing tonight? I think a lot of Bruins fans, including myself, were really hoping to get a little bit more. You know, I was looking at a guy like Chychrun. You know, Chychrun in the first. That'd have been nice. Probably. Were they going to get that? You know, I don't know. I don't know. And, I mean, you get a prospect. I think he's the guy that's really big and burly and probably can throw a lot of guys around. But the truth is, you know, for the Bruins, are they a rebuilder or are they a contender? And I think that's a question that I'm going to be looking for towards the 2024 NHL entry draft, which starts Friday. You know, they now have a first-round pick. Who are they going to pick? What are they going to do with that pick? Are they going to try and trade it? I think that's a very viable option. So I think now it just comes down to what do they want to do? You know, are they going to more or less take a chance and say we're gonna bet on our future, you know, or are they gonna give guys like Marchand one last chance? You know, are they gonna trade that pick with the 25th overall? You can probably go to another team and, you know, maybe a fringe team to see what they'll give up. But I do think that there's a world where you make a trade for that pick and you get a better asset than you were from the Ottawa Senators. But I think time will tell, you know. Then the question becomes, you know, who are you going to try and pick? And I think, for me, one of the guys I always look at is a guy like Adam Jiricek, who's probably going to fly under a lot of people's radar. He was hurt all of this year. And then I think the question becomes, are you willing to take a flyer on him? You don't know if he's going to return to his peak or his pre-injury self. I would assume he would, but that's always a risk, especially drafting a guy that has been injured ever since December, right? So we'll see what the Bruins decide to do with that pick. You know, it's as much as it's a late first, it's a pretty big first, and I think there's lots of options for the Bruins to go with. Another guy, you know, you look at a guy like Michael Branson-Nygaard, and I think he's another guy that could very well make it onto the Bruins, make it far enough to that pick. But once again, you run into the same problem you always do, right? Is at what point is too much? And I mean, we'll see. But, you know, it's been a long road for Linus Ullmark and the Boston Bruins. We've seen it time and time again here. And I'm very curious to know what comes next for the Bruins. Are they going to try and trade the pick, or are they going to try and hold on? I think it's going to be interesting to watch as, you know, to be honest, it's going to be a tight window. You know, they have till Friday. They got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 4 days. I can count them all on one finger. That's how I know it's short. So I think it's only a matter of time before there's a huge move. I don't know if that's going to be soon. I don't know if that's going to be later. But, I mean, time will tell. We got the purple marker tonight. We'll see. We'll see if there's another trade. Who knows, right? There might be a crazy deal that absolutely blows me away while on stream. If you guys do see anything, please let me know on Twitter or anything. I don't have Twitter up right now, so if you could, if there's like anything going on in the world, please let me know. But crazy to see a guy like, Ullmark, and I understand why the deal was made today, right before Game 7, kind of sweep it under the rug, don't let the beat writers go on it, but, it was one of those things, right? It was very interesting to see nonetheless. As we are on our poll, 67% think the Edmonton Oilers are going to win, 33% for the Florida Panthers with 30 votes. So if you have not already, be sure to vote in our poll. But, I still can't believe that they got rid of Ullmark. No more goalie hugs in Boston, which is real disappointing for us. That's one of the things that we clung to for so many years. And now it's just a matter of time before, who knows? You got Korpisalo, another guy I didn't talk about. But he was involved in that deal. I believe it was 25% retained. I think I saw that somewhere. But, it's one of those deals, right, where you don't see it very often, but it is a very important move for the Bruins to be able to free up a little bit of cap space as they head to free agency. Who comes next for the Bruins? I think you look at a bunch of guys, and I think one of the guys you might even take a look at and maybe even take a flyer on is a guy like Steven Stamkos. And, what's the biggest problem with the Bruins right now is their better of a lack of term is their lack of a center. And I think Stamkos would fill that void really well. Now, whether they have the resources to do it, I think Stamkos would want to go for another run. But at the same time, then the question becomes, what are they going to do with that first-round pick? Are they going to use it, or are they going to trade it? And I think there's a lot of teams that might be interested in that pick, especially with the players late in this draft. It's not the deepest draft we've seen from years past, but there are a couple good options, especially late, that I think if they were to fall, could be real enticing options for a lot of teams, which could be interesting. I think for a lot of teams, it's going to come down to the wire whether or not they want to take a flyer. And as we do have a little bit of movement in our poll here, 70% for the Edmonton Oilers, 30% for the Florida Panthers. As a lot of people are starting to flock to Edmonton's way here. We'll see if that changes at all tonight. But my 3-1 pick isn't looking all that good. Also, does anybody know if that goal that Florida scored, was that on the power play? Because that would ruin their streak, or better yet, lack of or drought or slump. I'm just curious if anyone knows. But, because I know it was like within seconds of it, because I still had the power play graphic up when they scored. That's why I know that. What's up, Parker? Busy day over at B&G with all the Bruins news. You know it, Mark. Great deal, though. I love the deal for the Bruins. You free up a little bit of cap space. You gain a little bit of flexibility with that first pick to do it all. You could trade it, right? And I think if you're the Bruins, you might even consider trading it. And I know that seems like a crazy thing to think, but I really wouldn't mind seeing the Bruins trade that pick. Maybe you address your center problem in a package deal. Maybe you go after a team like the Leafs and go after a guy like Mitchell Marner. I don't know. Could be interesting, right? I think there's a lot of areas that you can work with this first pick. I don't know for sure whether they trade it or keep it, but it does give them a couple options heading into a draft where they haven't had a first round pick in years. It feels like. Right, so we'll see this year whether or not they're going to make a big move, and I think at the end of the day, there's room for the Bruins to make a move, huge trade at the deadline or at the draft. But time will tell, right? You have all the GMs in one space. Lots to talk about as Friedman in a very good-looking pink suit tonight. As I assume that means he's supporting the Florida Panthers as it's closer to red, as David Amber's in the blue. Just saying, maybe he's cheering for Edmonton. It's always hard to tell, right? But Stolarz. This is funny. As Skinner before the game was copycatting Anthony Stolarz, and he's another guy that we might see the team like the Leafs go after, trying to address their goaltending. Right? When we think about it, they're a team that, if you're the Leafs, you want to address your goaltending. They signed Wall today. In more recent news, they signed Joseph Wall. But at the end of the day, if you're a Leaf fan, you want a little bit more. You want a little bit more protection, a little bit more guarantee. You have a goaltender that more or less is just an injury-prone guy, and you don't want him as your starter. Samsonov probably won't be back, and then it becomes a question, what is going on with the Leafs? Are they going to make a huge move at the draft? Are they going to go out and try and get someone? Are they going to try and maybe even trade up and try and get into the draft? Time will tell. Maybe they'll try and, lots of options for these teams as they head to the draft. The last couple days of cap friendly before that goes away, that'll be a sad day where we can't be using that anymore. But, for teams using their brains and being able to properly put together a team, I think is going to be interesting. And I think for the Leafs, they have a very good opportunity, a very large opportunity to take that next step and really cement their team for a playoff run. I've seen multiple rumors around talking about the Bruins forward Jake DeBrusk. I think he'd be a great pickup for the Leafs. He plays with skill. He's a streaky guy, but sometimes you'll take streaky if it means you got a better shot. And I think in that sense, right, it might be a good idea for the Leafs to take a flyer on a guy like Jake DeBrusk. Maybe go after a guy like, they have a lot of options to go after. And I think as much as the market isn't necessarily full, I think there's definitely room for a team like the Leafs to sort of jump in there and cause a little bit of havoc. And then the other question becomes, what's going on with Tampa? Are they on their way out? Are they going to start trading guys? You have your captain, Steven Stamkos. He's on the outs in Tampa, looking like he won't return as of right now, assuming all cap stays roughly the same. I'd be curious to see whether or not Florida tries and takes a flyer, or not Florida, Boston takes a flyer on some good old-fashioned Steven Stamkos action. But, once again, you can make the same argument for the Leafs, right? And then that becomes the problem, is how are you going to get around the whole Marner problem? We saw, it was reported earlier today that Utah was in the mix for the trade, and then probably about an hour or two later, no go. Sounds out that was a little bit of a hoax, but that's the joy of it, right? As we're back to our poll here, 68% of you say the Edmonton Oilers are going to win this one, while 32% say the Florida Panthers. Interesting, my friends. Interesting. I'm still sticking with my Florida pick. They survived the first period, which has been a huge problem for them. Now it's time to see which team takes it in the second. Normally we've seen it time after time. It's been the Florida Panthers. We'll see tonight if that's going to change. I think there's definitely a world for it, but time will tell as we are getting ever so close to puck drop for the second period rather. We're not that far yet. Second period of Stanley Cup final action here in Sunrise Game 7. As Game 7 is one of those, and here we go. Korpisalo, Kostelic, and a first. I don't mind the deal. I know a lot of Bruins fans have been up in arms about it, but you get a first round pick, you get flexibility, but and now I hope Allmark stiffs them. I hope that's what happens, and that'd make my year as he comes back to Boston. How does that sound to all my friends in the chat? They stiff the good old Ottawa Senators, and Allmark just comes back to Boston after spending a year in Ottawa. Oh, he's going to play it out. That's what we like to hear. Aggressive in free agency from the Elliot Friedman. So hopefully that spells some good news for the black and gold. It's going to be good. So definitely stay tuned as we approach the Canada Day weekend, which means for all my American friends, that's July 1st. That means that we celebrate in Canada not just our nation's birth or whatever we're supposed to be, but rather the most important one of all, NHL free agency. And it's going to be good, so stay tuned. We'll have quite a bit of content coming out about it. And, of course, the trades, as I do expect there to be quite a few trades coming up over the next few days, as the poll has shifted once again, now 69% nice for the Edmonton Oilers and 31% for the Florida Panthers here, as we head ever so close to the second period. I don't know why I keep saying third, Maybe I just feel it in my bones that this one's going to be tied at 1, and it's going to come down to the final one. Remember, I called a 3-1 game for the Florida Panthers with the empty netter, so we'll see tonight whether or not I'm that far off. 67% now. Someone voted for the Florida Panthers. Oh, wait. Yeah, someone voted for the Florida Panthers. Uh-oh. Don't let me hear that. I don't have to start calling you guys out for that. I'm kidding. As we are, I believe, minutes away. We should be just about there to the third or second period action. I wish I had a counter for how many times I've done that so far tonight. Second period action of Game 7 from the Stanley Cup Finals here in Sunrise. As we should probably flip it over here now to the second period as we preview it up. It is going to be a good one. One thing I will say is we've seen it time and time again, right? The trick for the Florida Panthers is just keep doing what you've been doing in these second periods, right? We've seen it this entire series. First period, all Edmonton, all orange. Then you get the Florida side where they get it all a little bit more gold and a little bit more red. And then it's sort of more of like a mix, right? Where it's like orange and red, whatever color that gets when it meshes. Remember the good old days with Vancouver's 2011, right? I do. Always a good time to talk a little bit of Vancouver-Boston action. And maybe I even... See what I should have done. I should have put on the old the Bruins hat for the Allmark segment. We're winning the cup this year. Okay, that's my Bruins segment. But it's the joy. We got the full desk on display tonight, as we are just about to head back to action here from Game 7 in Sunrise. It is going to be a good one, folks. Stay tuned as we head back. Both teams are on the bench as we are headed into second period action in Florida. As I don't know what the heck Paul Maurice is talking about. He is a heck of a coach, though. I will say that. If there's one guy that's, really earned this cup this year, that would be a guy like Paul Maurice. Every step of the way he's been there, and I look forward to seeing what he's gonna do if he wins this cup. That's the one guy I wouldn't mind seeing win the cup, as much as I'd love for Edmonton to take this one. You gotta have a soft spot in your heart for Paul Maurice, right? Right, guys. Please back me up on this. But nonetheless, here we go. Here we go. Second period about to get kicked off, underway here, as the game is tied 1-1 through the first period of play. Puck has been dropped in Sunrise, and second period action is back underway as Skinner will take the puck. Move it over now to Ceci. Draisaitl passes the puck up to Kulak. Kulak brings it up. Coming up on Montour, passes the puck out front. No one there as Florida will recover. Rodriguez up to Kachuk. Kachuk skies it. Bennett now backwards pass. Can't find the streaking shot. Tip. Save by the goaltender. Skinner looks good so far. The riot. Yeah, no, I remember that one very well, actually. Even if I was relatively young. But a little slash from Bennett after the whistle there. We'll see if that draws any attention. You know, Bennett is a guy that's going to get under your skin a little bit. And Skinner's been pretty calm thus far. We'll see if that can continue here. Broberg now rims the puck around. Up to Luosterainen. Passes across. Cleared out. Connor Brown now. Dumps it in deep. Adam Henrique with the hit. Ekman Larsson can't get it through. Here's Kulikov now. Skates the puck up. Could have been offside. Tarasenko shot with the whip. Nothing. Lindell now will cover the puck in his own thing. Under his body in the corner. Nurse knocks over the Florida forward there. Broberg picks it up and starts to skate. Skies it. Pop fly pass knocked out of the air. Will be cleared and Edmonton will go on a change. Kulikov now. Skinner shoots the puck around. Nugent Hopkins can't get there. Ekblad will reach back, but icing will be waved off. Hyman to McDavid. To Bouchard. Bouchard's shot just over the net. McDavid picks the puck up. McDavid's shot saved by Bobrovsky, low blocker. Hyman now to Ekholm. Ekholm passes the puck over to Bouchard. Bouchard's shot blocked. Bouchard with the puck still. Hook. No call. As Edmonton will recover and McDavid will flip the puck in. And will be dumped out of play.
What a great chance for Tarasenko. He mentioned earlier the only player in this game that's played in a Game 7 in the final.
Tarasenko with the whip shot. Hits off Skinner's shoulder with the save. And then McDavid wheels it around with the shot. Looks for the low blocker. Just could not get it by. 17:38 to go in the second. Face off in the neutral zone. As Edmonton will win the draw. Cleared around here to McLeod. Over to Ryan. But Florida will keep this puck in. Stenlund. Fourth line out for Florida. Fourth line out for Edmonton. Corey Perry gets his action in. Tipped off, and here's Okposo. Okposo one-on-one against Kulak. Okposo wheels around the boards. Tries the jam shot, but Edmonton will clear the puck out and will give it away in the neutral zone. Stenlund. Puck back to McLeod. McLeod dumps it in deep. Florida will recover and skate the puck up. Over to Rodriguez now. Mikkola. Shot. Saved by Skinner. Bennett poke. Shot. Saved. Skinner rolled over in front of the net. And that's going to be a penalty on Florida here. That's going to be for Tkachuk. That's not going to be for the goalie that got run over. Wow, that's a poor call, but that should have been a penalty on the goaltender interference. The one guy just ran over Skinner. As Edmonton will go to the power play here. Edmonton will head to their first power play of Game 7. We'll see if Edmonton can convert here. You know, this is a big power play for the Oilers. You got to convert. You got to find a way to really change the momentum of this game. If you can silence the crowd, take them out, you know, that's all you can really hope for here. It's a face-off draw. Line up in the offensive zone. McDavid with the face-off win. To Bouchard. To Draisaitl. Draisaitl waits. Holds. Draisaitl now. Down to McDavid. McDavid waits. To Nugent Hopkins. Bouchard from the point. Shot. Tipped out front. Puck goes into the corner now. Rimmed around the boards. Kept in by Bouchard. Over to Nugent Hopkins. New option. Waits. Walks in. Stops up. Down to Draisaitl now. Draisaitl moves around. Spins. Bouchard again. Down to Draisaitl. Draisaitl. Without a Florida defender. Without a stick. Bouchard shot from the point. Waits. Fakes. Shot. Bouchard. Oh, and tips just wide off the skate. Draisaitl now. Holds. Down to Nugent Hopkins. To Bouchard. Nugent Hopkins. Waits. Down to Bouchard. To McDavid. McDavid. To Bouchard. Bouchard. Back down to McDavid. 1 minute to go left in the power play. Draisaitl. Down to McDavid. Draisaitl from the slot. Shot. Can't get it through. But Draisaitl with a diving play to keep it in. Draisaitl. To McDavid. Draisaitl back down to Bouchard. Stenlund still without a stick. McDavid walks around. McDavid waits. Passes. And saved by Bobrovsky. Oh, that was the chance. 35 seconds to go left in the power play. Oh, that's a tough one. You got to score there for Edmonton. As our poll is at 67% to 33%. Very interesting to see our Edmonton Oilers still on top in this one so far. See if that changes at all. Reinhart now with the puck will dump it down deep. Bouchard picks the puck up behind his own net and will cycle it up. Bouchard. To McDavid. McDavid cycles, skates it in. Connor McDavid now. Collects in his own net. Collects. Over to Draisaitl. Bouchard from the point. Bouchard. Shot! Saved by Bobrovsky. Bouchard again now to McDavid. McDavid wheels. Bouchard. Shot! Saved. It's 14:38 to go. And the power play will be killed off. Puck gods are on Florida's side. Great save by Bobrovsky. He's been lights out so far this game. They need to continue it. You know, when you look at the team like the Florida Panthers, they need their goaltending to come up clutch, or else they've and we've seen it. You know, they've had problems. This weird play off the draw, but kept in. As now that's offside. 14:31 to go left in the second. How has everyone's day been so far? Let's ask everybody how they're doing. Draisaitl on the bench with Henrique against Rodriguez to take the draw. We'll see here. You know, as Montour passes it over to Ekman Larsson. Ekman Larsson up to Bennett. Bennett wheels and deals up the zone. Janmark with the weird pass back to Ceci. As down goes Brown. Be careful. The ice is slippery as Kulak will beat it back for icing. 14:07 left to go in the second period here. 1-1 is your score. 11-9 for Florida are your shots. And this game has been as close as one would be between these two teams. You know, you expect it. Very back and forth effort. Chance for chance, you know. It's exactly as both teams really do want to play in this one. And I think it's going to come down to who gets the next one. And then from there, we'll see if this game tightens up a little bit. As icing again, 14 minutes to go. This has been a little bit of an ice fest lately. We've seen, you know, if they're starting to get a little bit on the lackadaisical side, we'll see if Edmonton can counter that off here. But time will tell. Face-off won by Draisaitl now. Ekholm. Over to Bouchard. Out front. Ekholm tried the tic-tac-toe play. Just couldn't find it on the back door to Ekholm. So we will head to a commercial break here. 13:54 to go left in the second period between the Edmonton Oilers and the Florida Panthers, tied at 1. Oh, we have got ourselves a game. We're going to take a quick intermission and we'll be back for the puck drop. And we are back for the rest of this period, hopefully. Nothing, you haven't missed anything. You know, just came back from commercial. So thanks for waiting. As we are still 67% on the poll. If you have not already, be sure to vote. But we will see as face-off won by the Florida Panthers. It's picked off by Ryan here. Over to Corey Perry. Perry cycles it around. Down to Fogle, who gets tripped up. As fires into the bench. 68%. We have another person voting for the Edmonton Oilers. Great choice, my friend. Great choice. Now we'll see what's brewing. Bennett will come on for the Florida Panthers. As for the Edmonton Oilers, guess who? It's Draisaitl. This has been a matchup they've been looking for all series. Fogle now. Shot. Saved by Bobrovsky. Beautiful blocker save. Holloway. Passes the puck. Doesn't get it all the way around. Draisaitl now picks the puck off. Ties right back up. And here comes Florida now. Rodriguez. Dumps it in deep, but can't get it in. We'll pick the puck back up, and Rodriguez will take a second shot on net. Cleared to side by Skinner. Draisaitl now. Over to Holloway. Holloway shot. Blocked by Mikkola. Draisaitl. Over to Verhaeghe now. Verhaeghe with a step on Ceci. Throws on the brakes. Will stop up. Ceci. Kulak. Can't get the puck. Reinhart collects behind the Edmonton net. Over to Verhaeghe. Verhaeghe shot on net. It's tipped out front by Barkov, but cannot find the back of the net. Great save by Skinner. And he's looked good early. That's exactly what he needs to be doing for the Florida Panthers, you know? That becomes the trick, is how well can a guy like Stuart Skinner play in this game to really keep this one tied up at knots, especially when you see these pushes from the Florida Panthers on home ice. You know, we've seen them in the past. It's just a matter of trying to kill it off as best they can. Henrique will go up against Lindell now. Lindell will be kicked off the draw. Luosterainen will come in for Florida. Henrique will win the draw. Back to Broberg. Skates it out. Henrique shoots it in deep. Over to Janmark. Can't get it out. Kulikov dumps it out. Pinching defender from Broberg. Keeps it in. Janmark. Over to Broberg. Broberg throws on the brakes. Collects. Passes off to Henrique. Henrique shot. Blocked by Luosterainen. Connor Brown can't keep the puck in. But Henrique does. Dumps it back down in the Florida zone. Edmonton is pressing here. Janmark can't quite keep the puck in. But there's McDavid. Over to Ekholm. Ekholm dumps it down deep. To Janmark up along the half wall. Bouchard dumps it all the way back around. Here's McDavid. McDavid holds. Passes it off to Ekholm. To Bouchard. Bouchard swings it around once again. Florida tired here. Kulikov will pick the puck up. Luosterainen now. Can't get the puck out. Ekholm keeps it in. Ekholm to Hyman. Hyman throws the brakes on. Hyman now takes behind the net. Hyman holds. Hyman to the point. To Bouchard. Over to McDavid, who blows a tire. Dumps it back down deep though. Over to Nugent Hopkins. Back to McDavid. Wings it back up to the point. Ekholm from the point. Shot. Saved by Bobrovsky. With extra activity after the fact. As always between these two teams. 68% say the Edmonton Oilers are going to win this one. And 32%, if you have not got your opinion, be sure to do so in the poll in our live chat. As well, say hi. Let us know where you're watching from tonight. And if you're cheering for the Edmonton Oilers or if you're cheering for the Florida Panthers. I'm kidding. We welcome people of all fan bases in tonight. As always, you know, it's kind of what you got to do. Come on in. Enjoy. Hopefully we don't make too much fun of you. Have you watched the Euros this year? As a matter of fact, I have been. And my Scotland is, you know, they're no longer with us, I'll say that. Which was disappointing to say the least. As Ekblad now will dump the puck in deep. Barkov tips it, negating the icing. Here's Barkov now, picks the puck up to Ekblad. Ekblad shot, tipped by Barkov with the side shot. Beautiful play. Can't get it to beat Skinner though. As Ceci with the forearm shiver. And here come the Oilers now. Kulak to Corey Perry. Perry down the other wall to Ekholm. McLeod can't quite recover. Corey Perry and will lose the puck. Here comes Florida. I'm rooting for the Oilers and everyone up here. Everyone up there in America's hat wall. Well, I'm cheering for Edmonton too, Mark. I'm sure you know that. You gotta cheer for the Canadian team, right? After all, they are Canada's team. Oh, weird play and clear. Oh, and just missed wide. Stuck in Tkachuk's skate. No one knew where it was. But only Tkachuk did, and he almost put it off the back of Skinner's stick. McDavid now. Bouchard. Hyman and McDavid. 3-on-3 as Bouchard will dump the puck in deep, and Edmonton will head for a change. But here comes Florida now. Okay, I should probably change that from 13 minutes to the 10 minutes that we're at. And a big time dive from Kachuk. He's been watching a lot of soccer. Whoever just asked me, wherever the person asked whoever was watching the Euros, I'm watching it now. It's all soccer dives in here right now. Lomberg. Henrique. Lomberg. Holds. Dumps it down deep. To Okposo now. Okposo waits. Stops. Shot over the net. Hits off the top of the stick of Skinner. Shot by Stenlund hits off of Skinner's mask. Have you seen that Boston Pizza commercial? You got to be more specific with that one. Yeah, they really like to be full of those. So we have 8.5 remaining left to go in the second period. Puck dumped down deep by Florida now. Ryan back to collect. Barkov picks the puck up to Verhaeghe. Verhaeghe shot. Saved by Skinner. Beautiful blocker save. Ceci now. Turns and dumps the puck. Skies it up to Janmark. Janmark's going to beat out the icing. To Janmark. Dumps it around. Here's Brown. Ryan collects in his own in the offensive end. Down deep. Kulak cycles it around to Ceci. Ceci shot from the point. Just wide. Connor Brown. To Kulak. Back to Brown. Over to Brown now. He waits. Skates with it. Draisaitl. Wings it around. To Holloway. Holloway throws on the brakes. Down to Draisaitl. Draisaitl waits. Holds. To Bouchard. Over to Draisaitl. Draisaitl shot. Tip. Saved. Blocked out in front. To Holloway. Holloway skates. Behind the net now. Holloway to Ekholm. To Bouchard. Back over to Draisaitl. To Bouchard. Broken stick. Holloway now. Passes it up. Kept in a hook. That will not get called. Wow. That is bad. Should have been a hook. Here's Hyman now. Tries to get by him. Can't. Nugent Hopkins, though. Second man in. Will recover for Edmonton. Tied up here by Barkov. Dumps the puck in deep. Bouchard. Uh-oh. Whiffs on the glove pass. Ekholm now. Here's Hyman once again. To McDavid. McDavid passes the puck back down to Ekholm. Ekholm rims it around. Dumped out to neutral ice. Tarasenko back for Florida to recover. Tarasenko to Mikkola. Mikkola to Lindell, who will dump it in, but can't. Tarasenko now shoots it all the way down to Ekholm, who will rim it around the boards. Nugent Hopkins over to Brown. To Bouchard. To Nugent Hopkins. Nugent Hopkins walks in. Shot. Save. Rebound. Saved. It's Kachuk looking for the big hit. Montour now. Over to Bennett. Out front. Lost puck. Behind the net. Rodriguez. Tied up. To Fogle. Fogle over to Broberg. Broberg passes it up. Down to Holloway. Holloway with the step on the inside will collect the puck. Holloway brought down. Fogle rims the puck around to the D. To Brown. Shot. Wide. Oh! Great save by Kulikov to keep the puck out. Oh, Reinhart back the other way now. Reinhart shot. Scores. Reinhart with the goal to put Florida up 2-1. Well, that's not good. That's really not good. See, and this is the reason why. If you're going to have chances, you have to finish them if you're Edmonton. Because if you give this team any momentum, it's like a snowball. It's like a tumbling muffin. It's like a ball rolling down a hill. It just keeps going and going until eventually it boils over. 2-1 is your score for the Florida Panthers. 4:49 left to go in the second period. Such a good chance to why isn't that loading? Good at the other end. Yep. That's the problem, right? You gotta finish your chances when you get them. As our poll still at 69% nice for Edmonton. We'll see if that changes now with the latest goal, putting Florida up 2-1. As someone doubles down on Edmonton, I like it. Stenlund shot. Oh, Skinner completely out of his net. Great defensive save. 71% for Edmonton. People are doubling down. That's what I like to see. Corey Perry now collects in his own end. Down to Kulak. Kulak moves it up to McLeod. McLeod to Perry. Corey Perry. As Florida will ice the puck down. That's a tough one. Tough one to give up if you're the Edmonton Oilers there, especially starting to get late into the period, right? You have to be extremely careful. But just beat Skinner. You know, and this is one of the things we talked about in our preview, right? Is how well was Skinner going to play in this series? And credit to him, you know. He's the reason why they're here to this point. But at the same time, at some point, your goaltending will catch up with you. And for the Oilers, this seems to be now. 2-1 is your score with 4 minutes left to go in the second period. Bouchard now will collect the puck in his own end, throw the brakes on behind his own net, and skates up the other way. Draisaitl, breakout pass. McDavid with him. Over to McDavid now. McDavid, Draisaitl, shot! Great save by Bobrovsky again. Bobrovsky has been lights out this game and continues his good play. It's it's just a tough one. Oh, you gotta make sure you capitalize on your chances when you get them.
Some of the most brilliant minds in business. No, not you. Or you.
But nonetheless here, we got ourselves a game. 2-1 is your score for the Florida Panthers. Oilers fans, if we have any in the chat, let me know how you're feeling. I know for me, not that great. But, hey, maybe you guys are feeling a little bit better. I am in shock. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I thought Edmonton had that all the way from that first chance, the one that came all the way the other end. You know, it reminds me a lot of our Scotland friends from the Euros yesterday, 2 days ago. You know, they had a chance to put it away. Wide open net. I mean, it's always a wide open net in soccer. But, you know, wide open net, couldn't convert. And then Hungary comes all the way back down to finish off Scotland, knocking them out of the Euro tournament. You know, as much as I hate that sport, you know, sometimes it translates into the good old-fashioned best game on ice. But nonetheless, here we'll see. 71% of you guys still think Edmonton's going to take this one. I want your confidence. We will see as we're back for second period action. And here we go. Be sure to drop your next goal predictions. We'll see if they come true. Oh. The 3-1 prediction's looking pretty good right about now, I'll say that much. Bouchard's shot from the point, blocked. He'll dump it back in. McDavid can't get the puck for Hagee and Reinhart now. Ooh, Skinner looks a little rattled right now. It's for Hagee. Brings the puck around. Edmonton will dump the puck out to center, and here comes the Oilers. Can't quite get to it, though. Bouchard. Tackle him. To Bouchard. Dumps the puck in deep, but picked off by Ekblad. Forsling skies it. Took a chuck. Can't quite pick up the pass. And here comes Fogle on Ekblad. Fogle with the step. Picks the puck up in the corner. Fogle. Passes. Can't find it. Broberg now. Skates. Throws the brakes on in the corner now. Broberg. Shot on net. Blocked out front by Bennett. 2:20 to go left in the second period. Nurse. Over to Broberg. And big hit by Luostarinen to keep the puck in. No icing. Mikkola comes back to collect. 2 minutes to go left in the second period. As Janmark's shadows him. Montour now dumps the puck, tips it up. So Skinner. Skinner passes the puck up to Kulak. Kulak will skate it up to the red line and dump it in. Kulak goes and chases on Kulikov. Kulikov picks it up in his own net. Picked off by Janmark. Janmark comes in. Oh, but can't quite find it. Here comes Florida. Barkov now. Barkov to Kulikov. Kulikov shot saved by the goaltender Skinner. As they're going to a TV timeout with about a minute left. You know they need their ad money. You know how it works. I guess it is the Stanley Cup Finals, so you really couldn't expect anything less. How would you guys like it to go to overtime? I don't know if my nerves could take that. I'll be honest with you. But I guess time will tell, right? You know, it has the feel of one of those overtime type games where Game 7 overtime, you know, can you ask for much more than that? It's exactly what you're looking for out of a Game 7. But hey, you know, crazy things have happened, right? As another person has voted for the Edmonton Oilers in our poll. Look at that. Doubling down, that's what we like to see. Doesn't matter, score doesn't face, apparently. We do have, but I think it's a minute and about 40-ish seconds left to go in the second period here, and we'll see whether or not the big bad Edmonton Oilers can find an answer here. I think when you look to the Oilers, you got to see something quick here. Get something before the end of the period, go in with a little bit of momentum, and we'll roll from there. Should be interesting nonetheless to see how they approach this. Horror movies are scary still. As we are back from commercial break here. But we will see. Kachuk, Sam Bennett, and Rodriguez out for Florida. Draisaitl, McLeod, and I assume that's Nugent Hopkins. They're calling that icing? Wow. 1:16 to go left in the second period. Time will tell. 1:16 to go left in the second period here. as the Oilers look to win on the road. Draisaitl wins the faceoff back to Bouchard. Bouchard skies the puck out to McLeod. Can't quite connect. Rodriguez. Oh, and just out wide. No one to answer. Mikkola dumps the puck down to Rodriguez. 1 minute to go left in the second period of Game 7, the Stanley Cup Final. Bouchard now collects behind his own net. Skates it up. Stretch pass to McLeod and will be whistled for offside. That one was real tight. One of those too tight to call. As the Florida fans have come back, we have now 70% in our poll to the 30% Florida. Ooh, that's a tight call to make. 47.7 to go. Bouchard cycles it down to McDavid. Behind the net, McDavid works over Ekblad to Nugent Hopkins, who gets the puck poked off him. And here comes Verhaeghe. Verhaeghe throws on the brakes. Down to Barkov, but picked off. And here comes the Oilers. Hyman to McDavid. McDavid, one-on-one, throws on the brakes, but can't find his way past the defender. Hyman to Bouchard. Bouchard shot. Nugent Hopkins tip, saved by Bobrovsky. 10 seconds to go in the second period. 5 seconds will be whistled down for icing with 6.2 left to go in the second period. Oilers pressing late in this one. Time will tell here. 6.2. Are they going to have a face-off play to score? Draisaitl to McDavid. Picked off by Barkov, who will bleed the clock out. And we will end the second period here with a score of 2 goals to Florida, 1 for the Edmonton Oilers, as we head once again into our second intermission report here. You know, this has been a story of the Bobrovsky show once again. You know, we saw it after that 8-1 win. What was going to happen to Bobrovsky? He looked shaky at best. But now, time after time, he's found his way back in. And we have got ourselves a game once again here, folks. 2-1 score for the Florida Panthers. You know, there's 1 goal in this period. One that, you know, I think you'd probably want back if you're Stuart Skinner. But that's the beautiful thing about hockey is you can't quite get it back. But we are going to take a quick intermission. Probably be back in about 5 minutes, so be sure to stay tuned. And we'll return very shortly.
Smiley's been practicing too.
Yeah, that one. All right, we are back here. Second period intermission, about 10 minutes to go before puck drop. As we are here for the second intermission report, and you know, it's been one of those games, right, where it's just back and forth, and it really does, you know, look like it's going to come down to that last bad bounce that's really going to cost the team, I think. And I think in general, this honestly could be the difference between a team winning the Stanley Cup and a team going home a little bit unhappy. But you know, there's always time, right? There may be a little bit of a comeback here from the Edmonton Oilers, but we'll see. You know, they've shown themselves to be believers, and when you believe in your team, it goes a long, long way. And we'll see tonight whether or not the Edmonton Oilers are able to find their way. I think that they definitely have a shot on this one to still come back. It's not over yet. We got ourselves a 1-goal hockey game with, 20 minutes to go, plus extra if we need it, for a chance to win this little thing, this little number, this little Stanley Cup number. And we'll be crowning a champion tonight, so stay tuned, as we likely will see. I'm curious to see who's going to take this one. I said Florida 3-1 off the onset. It's still right. I think we had one other person who put down their score predictions. 5-2 Oilers, which is also still alive. We'll see tonight whether or not anything goes on here, but time will tell. I'm curious to see how the Oilers respond here in this third period. Are they going to come out hot? We've seen the Oilers play a really... Do we actually see the game? Do we actually... I'm going to go on a limb here, Liam, and say that you're asking, do we actually get to see the game? And unfortunately, no, because it's copyright. But you can listen to the commentary. We'll be giving live commentary. So stay tuned and be sure to leave your thoughts on who you think is going to win in the poll. As your input might sway this one, 73% for the Edmonton Oilers to 27% Florida Panthers. But we'll see. We got ourselves a potential Stanley Cup champion tonight, and we'll see if either team's able to really finish this one out.
Kyle, you mentioned Connor McDavid Square in Newmarket. I should emphasize it's Holland Landing, 7 kilometers to the north.
Connor McDavid Square in Newmarket. I was actually down there the other night for game 3, whenever the night it was raining. No, game 1 actually. Game 1 it was raining. It was just pouring, and you could hear when Edmonton scored. I can tell you that much. Beautiful to see as a hockey fan, but man, was it ever miserable out there. But we got ourselves a game, and I think when you think about it, right, all it comes down to is the last goal. Who will get the last shot on net? Who's going to put that last puck in to put this series up and really put a finish to this? And I'm curious. And I do think my prediction is still alive, and I have a really bad time on this channel of calling games before they happen. So I'm not going to say anything, but I do think that our Edmonton Oilers might be on for a push here coming up. Just saying. And it wouldn't surprise me to see. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. I'll say it once it happens. I'm not going to do that to all my Oiler friends in the comments who are probably about to murder me. I'm not going to call it, but hey, it's right over there. It's right over there. Might be your night. As we have hit 50 votes on the poll, 74% for the Edmonton Oilers, 26% for the Florida Panthers. Look at that. I honestly do think that the Oilers have a good shot, and it seems you guys think so as well, but we'll see. Coming down to the third period of action, it's going to be an interesting one here. So definitely stay tuned, folks. It's going to come down to the wire, and this one, who knows, it might even come down to one goal. And that's the beauty of this sport sometimes. It'll always come down to one goal, one way or another. So we'll see tonight if it's going to be a close fought affair or if we're going to be a lot tighter. Be sure to leave your thoughts. Put your score predictions down. We have one period to go here in Sunrise for Game 7. Unless there's overtime, of course, which there might be. There might be. You might get to see a Canada fan react to the Edmonton Oilers winning the Stanley Cup, which might be kind of cool. Because it's funny, because ironically enough, the first year of this channel was 3 years ago on Wednesday. And it wasn't, the first video wasn't on the Stanley Cup final, but I think the second video was. It was the Tampa and Montreal series, the two Eastern Conference teams, although Montreal was in the West that year, which is kind of weird, but it'll end 3-1. Look at that. There's a prediction for you. Time will tell. We'll see. I remember from the other night, you're still cheering for the Florida Panthers, so we'll see whether or not your prediction comes true, my friend. We do have quite a bit of hockey still to go. Really could go either way, too, and that's the beautiful thing about this sport sometimes is, you know, as much as you might be in the lead right now, doesn't mean you're going to be in the lead for the rest of this game. So, just saying, time will tell. Should be exciting nonetheless. But we will see. Lots and lots and lots of time still to play. And the one other thing that we should probably address, and we're going to throw the Bruins hat back on here. Pardon the hair today. It's been a rough hair day for us. Yeah, Bruins just got kind of swindled in their deal. They're supposed to get 2 pieces, you know, Chychrun and the first round pick. They found a way to only get the first round pick, but and I mean, let's think about it, right? Not a guaranteed extension. Who knows? You know, maybe, I don't know. I don't think I agree with it all that much, but just saying. Okay. Boston hat comes off. We talked about that enough tonight. Can't believe they did that today. Right before Game 7 too. 5 minutes. They gave us 5 minutes to react to this deal before we had to go watch Game 7, which is preposterous. That's your daily word of the day. And then, of course, we had the technical difficulties to add on top of that, which is just splendid, right? That's how you expect these kind of days to go. Just full of fun, right? So we'll see tonight if the Edmonton Oilers can right the ship. You think about the two people who they showed in the intro, right? That was the singer, Canadian, and the drummer, Canadian. Just saying. I'm just saying. Where there's a will, there's a way. And today, we're going to see the will of the Edmonton Oilers as they look to close out the Florida Panthers at home for a chance to win the Stanley Cup. Isn't that not so cool? Canadian team in the Cup. Just to come all the way back. You know the phrase, it's the hope that kills you? Yeah. It's the hope that kills you. I think this one's just about over, but hey, you never know, right? That's the beautiful thing about this sport. That it ain't over till it's over, until it's over, and it kind of feels like it's over. I mean, you guys might disagree. I mean, the poll still says 74%, so clearly I can't be that far off. But, you know, kinda, sorta, not really, but this one kind of feels like it's starting to be over. But if you have not already, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, say hi in the chat. It helps get the stream out to more people. We can also get a lot more people's input on the poll, which could be exciting to see as everyone strolls in and clicks on the Edmonton Oilers to win the Cup. Yeah, we're heading towards the end here, so be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We will, of course, as always, have our game recap following the stream tonight. And yeah, it's going to be an exciting night of hockey as we close out the Stanley Cup Finals here in Sunrise. And we put a damper on the 2023-2024 NHL season as we are heading back to the third period of action. Here we go. You know, this is going to be an interesting one. Will we have OT tonight? Will we have double OT tonight? Or will it just be a plain old-fashioned hammer spanking by the Florida Panthers? Time will tell. Stay tuned, folks. We are moments away from puck drops. Both teams have taken the benches, and we are just about underway here in Sunrise. But we have got ourselves a heck of a game. This is going to be a good one. Here we... Let's do it the old-fashioned way. Here we go. Puck has been dropped, and we are back underway for third period of action here in Sunrise, Florida, as Edmonton will recover the puck in their own end. But here comes the Oilers. Tarasenko over to Lundell. Lundell shot, tipped. Well, Sterainen cannot put the puck away. Ekman Larsson now. Shot from the point. Henrique. Passes the puck to Broberg. Can't get the puck out. Louis Sterainen collects. Ekman Larsson. Down to Tarasenko. Tarasenko wraps. Shot saved by Skinner. Nurse picks the puck up and dumps it down to Janmark. Bouchard now. Straddles it through. As Panther fans are awake, and that's exactly what you're looking for out of this crowd. It's just a little bit of life. We'll see how the good old-fashioned Edmonton Oilers will respond. I think, if you think about it, they got here we go. Shot on net from the point. No luck. McDavid now. Back pass. Ekholm. Ekholm waits. Takes. Can't finish. Passes the puck away. And here comes Verhaeghe back the other way on Bouchard. Ekholm picks the puck up. Will cycle along the boards to Holloway. Oh, and Tkachuk goes for the hit and misses. This might be too many men. Got to be careful here. Bennett shot. Hits off the crossbar. Fogle can't get the puck. Florida is pressing here. Ceci as Florida collapses, but Draisaitl comes out with the puck. And here comes Florida. Kulak over to Ceci. Ceci will dump it in deep. Down to Fogle. Can't quite find it. Fogle now. Fogle dumps it around. Ceci collapsing. Gets to the puck just in time. And we kept it alive. Florida tries to clear it out. Holloway's there to keep the puck in. Mikkola skies the puck up. Over to Fogle. Montour now with the puck in his own end. But gives it away. Oh, and Perry all alone in front, but Fogle could not find the extra man. Nurse wheels around his net. Drops the puck off, but Lomberg's there to pick up the puck. Nurse poke checks. Lomberg now passes the puck down to Stenlund. Pozo dumps the puck straight up. Ekman Larsson will come back to recover. 17 minutes to go. Time is of the enemy for the Edmonton Oilers in this one. Ekman Larsson. Ekholm. Hold, no call on that one. Ekblad gets puck poked off him. Saucers it along, but picked back up by the Florida defenseman. Bouchard with the weird play, but there's going to be a penalty on the play. There's Louis Sterainen down after a collision with Bouchard. Might be a high stick, might be an elbow. I don't know what the call is. Florida will head to another power play. There's blood. Are they going to call the penalty? Looks like it's going to be a 4-minute. There's blood. That's a tough penalty to take for the Edmonton Oilers. Oh. Assume that's a double minor for either high sticking or see if they show it here. I don't know. They're still on replays. Perry on the long rush. And great play by Montour to break up that pass. Oh. Yeah. Bouchard with the hit. Trying to recover. Lifts his stick. Oh, it's only a 2-minute penalty. There was blood on his face, though, which is surprising. And normally that gets called just about every time. See, and that's why you wait for the official to make the call and you don't jump to conclusions. Yeah, Skinner, it's been good so far. We'll see if we can continue that success on the penalty kill here. As Edmonton will dump the puck all the way down the ice. 16:20 to go. Minute 40 left on the power play. Florida collects. Here comes Barkov. Barkov over to Tarasenko now. Barkov picks the puck up, back up to Reinhart. Reinhart behind the net. Ekholm fights battles. Nugent Hopkins passes the puck up to Henrique. Will dump it all the way down the ice. And will clear the puck. 16 minutes to go here. Left to go in the third period of Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. Both teams looking for a chance to win it all tonight. 2-on-1 now. Here comes Edmonton. Connor Brown with Janmark. Brown just wide of the net. And here comes Florida back the other way now. Rodriguez. Broberg in pursuit. Broberg takes the puck off him, but can't. Lundell takes the puck. Over to Rodriguez. Rodriguez over to Bennett. Bennett shot from the point over the net for Hagee now on the half wall. Over to Lundell. Lundell saucer passes it over to Bennett. Bennett waits. Shot. Bennett shoots wide. Here's Ekblad. Pass the puck around over Hagee to Lundell. Over to Bennett in the corner. Back up to Montour at the point. Montour down to Bennett. Ekblad shot. Can't get it through. One-time play there. Janmark. Lundell. Bouncing puck. Great save by Skinner. Beautiful play by. Great save. That's exactly what you need. Bouncing puck. Good old fashioned. What it looks like is the good old foosball shot where you spin it really hard. Is what it kind of looked like there. There is 7 seconds left to go on the Florida power play. Great set of plays as Bennett point blank denied by Stuart Skinner. He has been good all game long and will have to continue to be at his best if the Oilers want any shot at winning this one. 74% say Edmonton in our poll. Make sure to get your vote in if you have not already. As we have 3 seconds left to go on the power play as Edmonton looks to be killing off yet another power play. This Forsling shot blocked as the power play is now expired for Florida. 14:32 to go left in the third period. Cycles around and puck cleared out of play. Jackpot over $16 million for our 50-50 Edmonton Oilers playoff draw. It's pretty good. Not too shabby. $14:15 to go left in the third period. Time is the enemy for the Edmonton Oilers here, as Draisaitl, McDavid, and Hyman all out on the same line. Draisaitl gets puck knocked out on the saucer pass. Here comes Sam Bennett. Bennett tries to reverse pass, but Tkachuk picks up the puck. Sam Bennett with the flopping fish. No call will be getting. And here comes the Oilers. Draisaitl passes, hits the stretch. Down to Draisaitl, thrown down by Forsling. No call. Here's Ekholm now. Gives it off to McDavid. McDavid Expect to see a lot of him in this period. Fogle over to McDavid. McDavid gets the puck poked off him. And beautiful play by Ceci to keep the puck in there. As Bobrovsky just out the outstretched reach. But the puck will be cleared out. 13 minutes to go left in the third period here. McLeod cycles the puck around to Fogle. Can't get it through, and here comes Florida the other way. Lundell dumps it in deep, but can't get it all the way deep. Here comes the Oilers now. Fogle, shot, saved by Bobrovsky. And Perry is going to get into a shoving match with Okposo. Got to be careful. Can't take any extra penalties on this one. Extra penalties spell bad stuff. Nonetheless, we'll see. 13 minutes to play left in the third period of Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals. 2-1 is your score for the Florida Panthers. And wow, has it ever been a good game thus far? We'll see if it can continue tonight. But we'll see. You know, it's one of those things. We'll see which team is going to be going on good old Lord Stanley tonight. See whether it's the big bad Edmonton Oilers or if it's the Florida Panthers after last year's almost collapse. But we'll see. You know, all that matters is Game 7. Games 1 to 6 could not matter less now. Both teams are here. Now it's just a matter of who can bring it home.
Hi, it's Doug Ford. Just give me a call back. Well, it's the people. That's what gets me up every single morning.
Oh, but we have got ourselves a game, folks.
To make life better.
Coming right down to the wire.
You can't always get it right. And let me tell you, when I don't, I hear from the people. That's what it's all about. Listening and working hard.
But we'll see. You know, lots of
getting it done for the people.
Lots of time left in this game for the Oilers to come back. Lots of time for the Florida Panthers to extend their lead. It's going to come right down to the wire. And I really do think it could go either way here. It'll be interesting. You know, I think you got to look to a guy like McDavid to really take the charge here. He's been held off the score sheet so far. He's going to have to find his way, though, if the Oilers want any shot at winning this game. We'll see. You know, who's it going to be becomes the question. You need your captain to step up. Both sides, you know. You look to your captain to really sort of lead the way, and I think McDavid's the kind of guy that you have to look for. So the Oilers win the draw in the offensive zone here. Draisaitl gets the puck behind the net. Draisaitl out to Bouchard. Bouchard shot from the points. Glove down. No screen in front for Bobrovsky. Easy glove save for him. The catch and the freeze. 12:39 left to go in the third period here.
That's twice in a row now with Draisaitl, McDavid, and Zach Hyman. And why not? Your season's on the line.
Here we go. 12:39 left to play in the third. Draisaitl against Reinhart. Puck is false dropped. They'll go again. Draisaitl against Reinhart for the draw here. Draisaitl. Hyman will pick up the puck. The Oilers win the draw. As Hyman skates around here. McDavid to Bouchard. Back down to McDavid. McDavid starts to wheel but gets picked off as Florida will clear the puck out and will be forced back into their own end. Ekholm chips the puck in. Hyman now. Good hit. Can't keep the puck in. 12:07 left to go in the third period. Time is slowly ticking down for our Edmonton Oilers. It's not looking good, folks. Not looking good at all. You got to look for them to really pick up their game here if they want any shot at keeping it close here. Long enough for them to come back and really find their way. That's going to be interesting to see. Look to that key player. Look to a guy like Draisaitl. Look to a guy like Hyman to really take that next step. But also look to this third line of Janmark. You know, Janmark's been a guy that has really taken his game to the next level in this playoffs. We'll see if he can find his way here with Connor Brown as well as Adam Henrique. We'll be curious to see if this line can get going. 12 minutes to go left in the third period. Time slowly chipping away for the Oilers to make a comeback here. Chipped in deep for the Oilers. Broberg first on it here for the Oilers. Puck bouncing behind. Good pick up, but the puck will be sent all the way around, all the way down the ice for icing, as the puck will come back into the Florida end, which is good. Which is good. We like that. We like that a lot, actually. That is very good. Success. But we'll see here. What is going to come of the Florida Panthers? Are they going to be able to keep finding their way? Or is it all over? McDavid wins the draw. Over to Ekholm, to Bouchard. Over to McDavid. McDavid wheels. Great pass play to Draisaitl. Draisaitl walks in. Around the net to Draisaitl. Draisaitl holds on. Draisaitl over to Bouchard. Bouchard, point shot. Ekholm shot. Saved by Bobrovsky. Cycles back around. Draisaitl back on it now. Ekholm shot. Screenshot. Saved. Blocked out in front. Never got through. Luostarinen shot. No icing will be called. Ekholm pick the puck up and wheel it up for the Edmonton Oilers here. 11 minutes to play. Time is of the enemy for the Edmonton Oilers. Draisaitl skates it on in. Passes out front. No one there. Here comes the Florida Panthers now. Bennett. Up to Rodriguez. Offside by about a mile for Tkachuk. And that's a tough one to give up. It's a toughie. As Hyman doing all sorts of fun stuff in front of the net, trying to distract Bobrovsky. But, as always, Bob is up to the task tonight, and we'll see if he can keep it up here as Florida looks to close it out here at home. This is the whole goal. Make it to 5 games, and we'll go from there. But we'll see how it goes here. Ceci. Ryan McLeod. Shoots, and Florida will dump it all the way down for icing. 10:36 left to go in the third period. Time is still of the enemy for the Edmonton Oilers as it slowly starts to tick down here in Sunrise. Nugent Hopkins now against Rodriguez. Rodriguez with a face-off win for Florida as Ekblad gets upended. But puck still up for grabs. As dumped in and recovered by the Oilers in the offensive end. McLeod moves it down to Nugent Hopkins now. Nugent Hopkins tied up along the boards by Ekblad. Ekblad. As Florida will clear it out to neutral ice. And Kulak will retreat back to his own end. Kulak now to Ceci. Up to Holloway. Holloway. Puck poked off him. As the puck comes all the way back down to the Edmonton end. As we have 10 minutes to play in the third period. Ryan now ties the puck in deep. No luck on this one so far, as Edmonton just seems to be playing pinballs. They will go for icing, so the puck will come back into the offensive end for the Edmonton Oilers. We will see if they're able to capitalize on this chance. 9:13 left to go in the third period. Time slowly ticking down for the Florida Panthers, but just too fast for the Edmonton Oilers. 19-17 are the shots for Florida. 2-1 is your score, both for the Florida Panthers. Bouchard now at the point. Over to Ekholm. Back down to Bouchard. Bouchard back to Ekholm now. Bouchard over to Draisaitl. Back up to Ekholm. Ekholm shot from the point. Blocked. And here comes Florida yet again. Reinhart Reinhart with the move around the defender. Reinhart walks in and hooked up. No call. And still no call. As absolute yard sale both ways here. Wow. That's one of those game 7 I'm not blowing a whistle type of calls right there. As Henrique gets the puck out to Kulak. Kulak chips the puck out. Looking for Brown. Brown doesn't get there. As the puck will be dumped all the way around. Over to Janmark. Down to Ceci. Kulak. Passes the puck. Luosterainen. Down to Kulak. Henrique. To Ceci. Ceci dumps it down deep and off of Bobrovsky, who lets the puck go a little bit too far. 7:51 to go left in the third period. Florida leads by a score of 2-1. Oh, we're not going to commercial break. I got praying at the moment. I think we all are, my friend. I think we all are. That's a great hit. Just can't find it. 7:51 to go left in the third period. As the superstar lineup, I assume Draisaitl McDavid is back out there. We'll see. Yep, Draisaitl, Hyman, and McDavid. Who else would it be at this time in the game? I think they've been triple or quadruple shifting now. I'll be honest with you. I think we've seen this line more than we probably should have. But, your best players have to be best players. So we'll see if they can. As this puck will go all the way back down for icing. 7:45 left to go. As Bouchard's looking to really get this one going here. Here we go. 7:45 left to go in the third period. Here we go. We'll see if the Edmonton Oilers can come back. They've put on a lot of pressure as of late. See if they can keep up their momentum here. Here we go. Ekholm now up to Bouchard. Over to McDavid. McDavid throws on the brakes, loses an edge, and the puck will be cleared out to the neutral zone ice. 7:30 to go left in the third period. And here come the Oilers again. McDavid walks in now. McDavid hits off yet another skate. Draisaitl now, though. Draisaitl shot. Tipped out front. Draisaitl. No shot on the rebound. Bouchard shot. Tipped. Saved by Bobrovsky. Draisaitl back up to the point to Ekholm. Ekholm over to Bouchard. Bouchard shot. Saved by Bobrovsky. Bobrovsky's look good here. Bouchard waits. Walks the point. McDavid. Oh, and he can't find the net. Complete scramble in front of the net, and they cannot find the back of the net. 7:02 left to play. Bobrovsky with the sequence of the game. What a save. What a sequence. McDavid all alone in front, but Luosterainen comes sliding in. Hyman with the save. Bobrovsky jumping on it. Forsling jumping on it. Bennett jumping on it. Doing anything to keep this game at a score of 2-1 for the Florida Panthers, with 7:43 left to go in the third period. We have got ourselves a game, folks. It is not over yet, with both teams competing for this one. I don't think that's going to stick. Ooh, look how clear that is. Go, yeah, there we go. We'll see if they can, see if the Oilers can come back here. They've been pressing late, but, that's the problem. If you get a hot goalie like Bobrovsky, coming from the Bruins fan here, it's a tough goalie to beat if he gets hot at the right time. So you have to be extra careful, because you really do never know how hot Bobrovsky's going to be. Unfortunately, any one of those games, those first 3 games, you have to look back on now and think, what if, right? What if the Oilers would have won that game 3? What if they would have won game 2? Would this have been a different series? Could be interesting. But time will tell here. Lots of hockey still to be played. As we approach about 7 minutes to play left in the third period of this Game 7 between the Florida Panthers and the Edmonton Oilers. Stay tuned for lots of action. I'm just on a little bit of a commercial break right now. Not all that much to talk about. Bobrovsky's looked good. You know, that pretty much sums up the last 5 minutes of play from the last commercial break. As Bobrovsky has been lights out. Lots of high-quality chances for the Oilers, just unable to capitalize when they need to the most. You know, this comes down to the last. So come down to the last second, and now it's just a matter of matter of what if. But we will see. Bobrovsky has been stellar. That's the word I was looking for. Stellar. Shots in this third period are 7-1 for the Oilers as desperation starts to kick in. Bouchard with the play. Bouchard down to Ekholm now. Ekholm walks the line. Ekholm dumps it down deep to the corner for McDavid. McDavid around the front as puck comes up and over the net. Can't quite find it. One thing to take note of is that the Oilers are quadruple and quad and whatever the extra number is after quadruple. They're lying with McDavid here. McDavid, I'd be curious to see what his ice time is, but between Hyman, Draisaitl, and McDavid, as well as Bouchard and Ekholm, that has been your line for the last 5-ish minutes, including the commercial break. So look for that to continue as we move down the line in this period, as they finally come off the ice, as they will move to the RNH, Fogle, and McLeod line. Nugent Hopkins with the face-off win. Down to Darnell Nurse. Dumps it in deep. Down to Rodriguez. Rodriguez cycles it around to Mikkola now. Mikkola chips it straight up. Oop, that didn't. 6:30 left to play in the third period of Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. I really hope that the Edmonton Oilers can find this. Come on, Oilers. Go, Oilers. Watch this. Fogel's about to score here. I have a hunch. Broberg cycles the puck around deep. Puck jammed in deep. Puck is offside just by a smidge. Bennett now. Stretch pass down to Rodriguez. He'll dump it in. Edmonton back down to collect. Puck tied up deep. Down behind the net of Skinner. As Rodriguez is content with just running this clock out right now. Getting shoved into the boards. 6 minutes to go left in the third period as whistle gets called. And the puck will go all the way down back to the Florida end. We got ourselves a game as we head to likely the final commercial break of the third period of the Stanley Cup Final, assuming that this does not go to overtime, which, to be honest with you, it very well might. And I think there's certainly the potential for this one to go all the way. Oilers are like pulling it out, going to insert. Yeah, I don't think I can say that one on the stream, but I certainly hear where you're coming from. Oh, that's funny. Certainly see where you're coming from, my friend. I can't say I've ever heard that one before, though, so that is a new one.
Have a great trip. What? Sit down. Not everyone's happy.
But we got ourselves a game, and it's going to come right down to the wire. About 5:40 left to go. We'll see who is going to take this one. In the end, I think it really could go either way. I think we're still at the point where, you know, the Oilers can still take it. I don't think it's as likely as it was at the start of this game, but I think there's still a potential for the Oilers to make a real good comeback here and take it over. We're at, in our poll, 72% of you guys think that the Edmonton Oilers are going to take this one, with 28% thinking that the Florida Panthers are going to be your Stanley Cup champions tonight. If you have not already, be sure to drop it in the poll and let me know who you think it is going to be. But we will see as we head ever so closer to the end of this hockey game. The keeper of the cup is polishing off this one. We'll see who is crowned the Stanley Cup champions tonight I think I did a pretty good job shining mine. It's nice and shiny, you know. See if we can get it on the light. Look how shiny that is. Nice and shiny. We got ourselves one heck of a game. But we'll see how it goes. With Florida and Edmonton fans alike standing on their feet. And we'll see who it's going to be tonight. But time will tell. 5:51 left to go in the third period. And you guessed it. Oh, it's not even that line. Thought it was. As Henrique, Brown, and McLeod, I think. No, Janmark, not McLeod. Tarasenko shot. Saved by Stuart Skinner. He has to be real good in this back stretch here to make sure this game does not get out of hand for the Edmonton Oilers. 2-1 hockey game. We're still on track for overtime. I'm just saying, Oilers fans, don't bury yourselves quite yet. There's still 5.5 minutes to play for one goal, and then, of course, the long stretch of overtime. But time will tell there. And here comes these Edmonton Oilers. McDavid, Hyman, Draisaitl. Oh, it's not even Dry. Yeah, no, it is. Ekholm and Bouchard. The line that has played at least 20 minutes so far in this game already. It's only a matter of time before they get the rest of this game. 5:25 left to go in your third period. Icing is the call as it'll be brought back down into the Edmonton end. Well, we'll see. You know, this one is going to come down to the wire, I think, and we'll see how well Florida defends this. We'll see if they drop back into their collapse style or if they're going to really try and push the play here like they've been doing all night long, causing havoc on the Edmonton defense and especially on that forecheck, trying to peg them in their own end. Puck back down now. Over to Ekholm. Ekholm cycles the puck around. Ekholm to Draisaitl. Draisaitl with the spinorama pass down to Bouchard. And that will be offside on Connor McDavid. Been a lot of whistles to this point. Feels like we've been stuck on 6 minutes for 6 minutes. But, you know, time will tell. It's been a good start. 21-20 are your shots now. Edmonton still trailing by a goal. See if they can find it here and if they can really sort of take it to the Florida Panthers here in this one. But Paul Maurice looking onward, looking for a chance to take this one and win his first ever Stanley Cup. 5 minutes to go left in the third period of the Stanley Cup Final, Game 7. And we will see which team is going to be crowned the champion tonight. Barkov cycles it down to Verhaeghe. Verhaeghe, you can see these guys are tired. They've played this entire game. Draisaitl gets kneed on the play by Reinhart. Barkov shot saved by Stuart Skinner. They need to rest those guys if they want any shot. They can't be getting pegged in their own end. It's dangerous territory. Reinhart to Barkov. Reinhart trips up Draisaitl. No call, of course. It is Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. You cannot ask for much in this one. Now I'm curious to see what kind of lineup that they draw here for the Oilers as they rest up their top line of Draisaitl, McDavid, and Hyman. Oh, we're halfway there. Whoa! I'm not hitting the top note. Don't expect me to. We'll make it, I swear. Whoa, living on a prayer. Here we go, Fogle. Up to Broberg now. Broberg skates up to the red line and will shoot it all the way in. Here come the Oilers. Nugent Hopkins. Henrique, Darnell Nurse shot saved by Bobrovsky. Kick, save, rebound. Darnell Nurse now passes the puck. Over to Broberg. Broberg skates up with it. Down to Nugent Hopkins. Nugent Hopkins chips the puck into Fogle. Fogle passes the puck over to Nurse. Nurse from the point. Waits. Fakes. Shot. Oh! Goalie bowled over. Bouchard can't get the puck through. Bouchard shot all the way around. McDavid. Collects. Down to Nurse. Nurse resets at the top of the point. McDavid tries to skate through 3 guys yet again and gets the puck poked off of him. But this puck will go all the way down for icing here. 3:30 to go. Left in the third period. Oh, Bobrovsky gets bowled over by his own guy, and the Oilers just can't get the puck through. All hands on deck, blocking shots exactly as you'd expect out of a Game 7 Stanley Cup final game. All hands on deck, throwing bodies in front of pucks, anything you can to keep this your lead. Well executed by the Florida Panthers there. Bouchard flips the puck up and out of play. 3:23 left to go in the third period. As the Florida Panthers inch ever so much closer to a Stanley Cup. We will see if they can finish this one off in style, or if the Edmonton Oilers are poised for yet another comeback here. Think back to all the other comebacks that they've done. It's going to come down to the wire in this one. Draw one again by the Oilers. Shot. Cleared out but kept in. No, kept in by the Oilers. Ekholm. Shot by Hyman. Hits off the post. Bouchard now. Oh, Verhaeghe on alone. Verhaeghe. And Bouchard keeps the puck, takes the puck off him. Draisaitl now. Waits, holds, flips the puck off of the boards. To Draisaitl now. Great pass to McDavid. Over to Draisaitl. Oh, and borderline boarding there. Tip shot just over the net from McDavid. Looked like it was going in. McDavid now. 2:35 left to play in the third. Over to Draisaitl. Draisaitl to Bouchard. Bouchard waits. Hits off a shin pad in front. Draisaitl now. Collects. Back up to Bouchard. To Draisaitl. Drops the puck off to McDavid, who throws the brakes on. McDavid out front. Can't. Rebound. Shot. Saved. Bobrovsky kicked out to the corner. And it will be dumped down the ice for not icing. It will not make it the length of the ice. 2 minutes to play left in the Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. Here come the Oilers now. Nugent Hopkins dumps it in deep. As Fogle. This is not the line you want out there for an empty net here. 1:52 left to play. Tkachuk brings the puck up. We'll dump it down deep. 1:45 left to go in the third period. 1:40 left now. And here come the Oilers here. Here comes Warren Fogle. Fogle takes a hit to make a play, and this one will be ruled offside. 1:35 left to go in the third period here. Chance after chance for the Oilers, just cannot seem to finish. McDavid with a beautiful chance in front of the net on a tip play, but just can't beat Bobrovsky. Story of the game, once again, we've seen it time and time again in this series. As timeout will be called by the Edmonton Oilers here, as they get out their top line. Flying V, that's what I'm saying. I agree with you. They need to, if they can execute the flying V to perfection, they got themselves a goal. Here we go. All right, they're calling, and Edmonton is calling a timeout here as we inch ever so much closer to the finale of this series here. But we have got ourselves a game here, folks. 2-1 is your score. 1:35 left to go in the third period. Time is of the essence in this one as both teams look to close it out for a chance to win the Stanley Cup. You know, you think about tactical plays. Get the puck to McDavid. Pull him out of the play. You know, just let them fall for the trap. They think McDavid's going to do a whole bunch of stuff. Then just pull 2 defenders out of the play and let it be a 4-on-2, you know? That's the trick. That's the trick. It's just a matter of time now to see how well they're going to be able to play this. 1:35 left to go. Puck drop incoming here. As Barry Zito is on his phone, freaking out. looking to trade his entire team if this does not go his way. Ken Holland on the other bench, looking as nervous as can be. We will see if the Florida Panthers can close this one out or if Edmonton's poised for a deep comeback here, as Edmonton will win the draw and dump it down the ice. Ekblad now dumps it straight up. Pop fly play. Ekholm coming up on the line. Luosterainen. Uh-oh. 2-on-1 now. Poke check. Here come the Oilers now. 1:13 left to go in the period. And there goes Stuart Skinner with the empty net. 1 minute left to play in this third period. But poke check kept out. Edmonton has their goalie pulled. 59 seconds left to play. As held up at the line, this one will go for icing. This one will not go for icing. No icing on the play there. 45 seconds to go. Bouchard slowly takes it up here. Chips it in. Here comes Edmonton on the forecheck. Draisaitl can't get the puck. Tkachuk will clear it out. Bouchard to Rodriguez. Chips the puck. Can't get it in. But Rodriguez still with the puck in the offensive zone. Tkachuk shot blocked. Here comes McDavid now. But Rodriguez keeps the puck. Shoots it at the empty net. Just wide. 20 seconds to go. Bouchard waiting behind his own net. 20 seconds to go. You got to go. 15 seconds now. As this puck will go. No icing though. 12 seconds to go. 10. 10 on the clock. 8 seconds to go. This puck will be tied up. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The Florida Panthers are your 2023-2024 Stanley Cup champions. What a series. As that will wrap it up here in Sunrise. The Florida Panthers win their first Stanley Cup in franchise history. And the Edmonton Oilers and Canada will have to wait another year. That does it. Not much more to say. Florida will win the 2024 Stanley Cup. Here you go, Florida. Enjoy your cup. It's all yours, all shiny and new. You know, you had 3 other games to do it, but nope, not tonight. Edmonton clawing back, took a lot of guts, but unfortunately, just not enough. Tough way to go out if you're the Oilers. Right down to the final whistle. Yep, I'm with you, Ken. I completely agree. It's a tough way to go out. Damn. Thought they had it too. All the momentum on their side, but Florida just there for the taking. Playing exactly as they need to. Thought we were going to win. I thought you did too. Well, now that that's done, I'm putting this hat back on because I'm sick and tired of this team. Let's go, Bruins. We're winning the cup this year. This is our year. We got the Bruins shirt on underneath. Let's go, Bruins. Yeah, we're winning the cup this year. This is do they still handshake? Oh, I guess they do. Yeah, I guess they do. Tough showing. Barkov is the first Finnish captain to win the cup. Well, there you go. Congrats to him. Congrats to our fellow Finns on their plentiful cup run here. And unfortunately, just falling short for our Canadian friends. Looks like there will not be a cup for another year. And likely never again. But I guess time will tell, right? It's only a matter of time before the Edmonton Oilers come back next year and take a decent shot at it. But we'll see. Now, in terms of playoff MVP, I'm going to end the stream pretty shortly. So I'm just going to throw it out there. It has to be Sergei Bobrovsky. If it's anything else, they're crazy. And yeah, so anyway, that's all we got from today. We're going to have a recap video coming out shortly. If you made it this far in the live stream, thank you all very much for watching. Like if you liked it, subscribe if you really liked it, and the 2024 Stanley Cup champions are the Florida Panthers. Just wait one more year, Canada. It's just about time. Thanks for watching, everybody.